Alpacas, which are not to be confused with their larger and fuzzier genetic cousins, the llama, are fluffy and, more importantly, woofy creatures hailing from South America. Although pretty chill as far as big-ass camel-like creatures go, the alpaca is known to spit when it's sufficiently pissed off, something it is able to do with unerring accuracy and, if it so feels like it, season with acid.
What?
Yes. Discuss.
Well, first, ew.
Yes. Yes, ew. Yes, it's disgusting. But also, I kind of respect it because alpacas, they ascribe to the concept of fucking around and finding out. They are an animal that is just like, I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone, but if you get into my personal space, if you step into my area of personal space, you're going to find out.
Okay, but why did evolution make them so soft and cute, though?
Exactly.
I really want to go up to them.
It is one of life's and nature's cruelest jokes. But something that needs to be clarified is that whilst not every alpaca spits, they are all capable of doing so. And this is something you know because you've encountered alpacas in the past, yes?
Yes, we went on an alpaca hike recently, didn't we?
Yeah, and we got a llama.
Yeah.
It says it on the list, alpaca hike, what would we get a llama? Anyway, something we learned while we're there is that, alpacas, they all can spit, and they're all really, really good at it, but not every alpaca does, because some of them just don't like it, some of them just don't have that temperament. It's like all animals have a temperament, and some alpaca are chill. Some of them are huge dicks, and will just do it seemingly because they don't like you, and that I respect. Because is there a clearer way to say you don't like someone than just hocking a loogie right in the face?
It's just also the noise that comes right before the spitting. Do you remember they were grunting? They'd just be like, "Urgh."
Well, it's like when you're outside the pub and you just hear a man like, that.
No.
And, yeah.
No.
And that's the thing, because when I was in school, spitting was a trend.
What do you mean spitting? Okay.
We couldn't afford yo-yos or anything like that, so spitting was the thing. And there were a couple of kids in my school who were really good at it, and I will never forget the kid who was so good at spitting, he could spit a clear 10 foot in the air and catch it in his mouth.
Well, someone peaked in high school.
He did, yeah. What he used to do, he used to spitting it on the ceiling, and then it dropped down on people's shoulders went next hour. So you'd sometimes be sat in school and just spit would fall on you.
So all alpacas have the capacity to spit, but some of them choose not to.
Yeah, some of them are a bit more chill, and conversely, some alpacas just spit all the time, and those ones are arseholes. But you know what? Some people are too. I've met plenty of people that are just arseholes in real life. It's yeah, I get it. And I think it's fair to say that spitting is probably the most well-known trait of alpacas and llamas and all those things, because there's countless videos out there of just alpacas, llamas, camels just spitting directly in people's faces, and they're always hilarious.
If it's hey, don't you do that.
Yeah, mostly because, you kind of get the feeling that, they probably did something to deserve that.
Yeah, almost every single one of those videos is a person getting uncomfortably close to the animal, and the animal giving it its warning, just... And that's the thing, when you hear that noise, you get away anyway, because it's disgusting, but when your reaction is to get closer, that's a bad thing. Don't do that. And it's just it reminds me of I think it was during lockdown, when people were going to national parks and stuff. And I think Yellowstone had to just put out a sign, do not go near the bison. The bison are not friendly. They can also run faster than you and weigh more than your car. Do not go near the bison. And people were going near the bison. Why were they going near the bison?
No, I've always wondered this, those really obvious signs. So, kind of, I guess a similar thing with animals is in Japan where I live, there was a monkey park.
Just do not go near the monkeys.
Yeah, they were just don't touch the monkeys. They all over the mountain, they were these are wild monkeys. We don't breed them. Do not touch the monkeys. Monkeys love biting.
Some monkeys are just assholes. They will bite you for fun.
Yeah, I think even one sign said the monkey's hobby is biting. I was just
And listen, with monkeys, one of the most famous things to do is fling shit at everything. Why would you go near the thing? That fling shit for fun. It's that's why I don't go on Reddit anymore. It's not worth it. Anyway, bringing it back to the humble alpaca. Whilst them spitting is one of the most well-known traits. Not a lot of people know that there are different kinds of alpaca spit. So that's the thing. You think how do you have different kinds of spit? And that's the thing. There are different levels of spit depending on how much you pissed off the alpaca or how much it just dislikes you. For example, there is the warning spit, which is the most common one that people have probably seen in those videos we mentioned, but I'm not going to link because they're a bit disgusting. And do you want to hazard a guess at how much actual spit is in a warning spit?
A decent amount.
Yeah, a decent amount because it's coming out of the mouth of the large creature. And the way a llama will produce a warning spit is by just simply exhaling air from its mouth very violently, and whatever saliva is in its mouth is what will come out. And
okay.
that is still pretty disgusting, but it's not as bad as when the llama will specifically start to salivate into its own mouth to produce a bigger shot, and that's what it uses for like defending its territory and establishing dominance amongst other llamas.
Okay, so is that like special spit?
It's just regular spit, but there's a lot of it, and the llama can aim that anywhere upwards of 10 feet away with almost unerring accuracy, which means a llama can spit in your face from 10 foot away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it has a choice between like a single sniper-like shot or a shotgun blast of phlegm. And it's almost like the llama has like secondary fire on its spit. Like it's like Unreal Tournament or something like that. And I can only imagine like how powerful llamas would be if they had like the shock rifle. And it's just the big ball of phlegm and they spit into it to explode it. But alas, alpacas do not have that power. And I just realised then, I think in that sentence I used llama and alpaca interchangeably. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that take again.
So when you describe it like that, they have like different types, like based on how they're feeling. It kind of makes me want someone to make like an alpaca shooter game where like there's different classes of spit.
I think there is an alpaca game out there, and it's called like Vicious Attack Llama. And it is like a llama attack simulator where you're in mech suits defending yourself from hordes of llamas. But to bring it back to the topic of today's conversation, I did mention at the start that llamas can season their spit with acid.
Season?
Well, I just like the term seasoning. It makes it sound a bit less disgusting than just they can throw up into their own mouths and spit that into your eyes.
So they have like basically blowing a raspberry.
Like the shotgun blast, yes.
Yeah. Hawking a loogie.
The sniper shot.
And then just barfing on you.
Yeah, the acid round. Like they have like the Resident Evil style acid rounds, and you can probably guess like how they produce that acid. Because it's not coming out of like a gland in their face, because that'd be way too terrifying.
So it's coming from their stomach?
Yes, and like alpacas, they have like several stomachs, and they have a lot of stomach space, and in those stomachs there's a lot of acid, and alpacas are able to bring up a not insignificant amount of stomach acid seemingly on command, and they're able to just hock that directly into the face of things they don't like from upwards, again, of 10 feet away. And it wouldn't be a fact fiend article without a twist, and the twist here is that the acid projectile spit is bright green, because alpacas eat a lot of grass, and when alpacas bring up their stomach acid, it's pretty much dyed green constantly. So when they spit, it's just this really bright green, acidic substance that they're able to just boom right into your face, and that is terrifying, because that's what the alien does. That's the picture I use in the original article, just the alien being like, bleh, just going straight for it. And alpacas can do that. And that's terrifying.
Is the acid actually like particularly dangerous to humans?
It can cause minor irritation, especially if it gets in your eyes or somewhere like that, because it's acid. It's a very mild acid, admittedly, and most people when they get spit in their face will probably wipe it off straight away, but the acid is capable of causing lasting damage to flesh, because alpacas who utilize this forbidden alpaca technique can be identified at a glance from quite a distance away, because their bottom lip will start to droop as the acid that they are spitting will cause the muscles to rot away and melt. They literally melt their own face to spit acid at you if they don't like you, and that is fucking metal. Also, I respect it. It's just the most fuck you thing I can imagine. That's up there with octopuses being able to rip off their own penis and throw it at you. Do you not know octopuses can do that?
I've not thought about it.
Yeah, when octopuses want to breed but they can't be arsed, they can just rip their own penis off and pass it to a mate and leave. And it's like, that is the most literal interpretation of go and fuck yourself I've ever heard. And octopuses are capable of it. I just wanted to mention that because I don't think I'll be able to get that video monetized, but if I slot it at the end of this one, I can. Dinosaur. Thank you for my dinosaur.
I'm glad you like it.